Ezra Zion. This is all my X's. This is the Toro 6x50. Now a little bit about this cigar. This is a little bit of a departure for Ezra Zion. They've collaborated with a new factory, Aromas de Jalapa, owned by Noel Rojas. And interesting thing, Rojas also is the owner of Guayacán cigars, which I have reviewed before, and they have done very well. So interesting things going on there. This is described by Ezra Zion as an elevation of their game, so to speak. It uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, which this is the first time Ezra Zion has used that. The binder is unknown, and the filler is Nicaragua Corojo and Nicaraguan Criollo. Now, this is the Toro, as I said, 6x52. Let me correct myself, 6x52 Toro. And it is quite dark, quite well made. I'm not real sure where the name All My X's comes from, but they play a lot toward the, even the box has the Texas logo, state seal or something like that on there. So they're all connected there. So let's get right to it. The new Ezra Zion All My X's Toro. Okay. I fancy myself as someone who has seen enough cigars to know that that does not look like a 52 ring gauge. I'm not even sure I would give it 50, but that's what it's supposed to be. So, by the way, there is the density. Has an average to above average feel in the hand, but it is a very dark Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, is it not? A little bit of a firm draw. Purchased this locally too. I've already had one to see how it was going to go, so I've got an idea, but has a little bit of firmness to that draw. I'm not cutting it anymore. Cigar has a little tanginess of like a tangerine citrus. It also has a little black licorice note there. A lot of black coffee. Very close to espresso. And the sweetness of like a very dark chocolate. Not an unsweetened dark chocolate either. It has a little sweetness to it. Black pepper at roughly 7.5 to an 8. So that's sort of how it starts. And it's coming across, and it's early, medium to full bodied. So let's see where we go from here. Well, I'm about 1.5 inches or so in. And the flavors are pretty much like I described in the listing of them, but the percentages seem to be changing, and it changes here and there now and then. I'm getting a lot of sweetness, so the majority of the sweetness appears to be coming from what appears to be a sweet chocolate. Now the citrus notes are still there, the licorice notes, and at times you get a little more and a little less of either. The coffee is still very prominent. It's holding a nice base, but it's interesting. It has not moved up in strength any. It's still what I would term medium to full bodied. The finish, I've spoken of that. It's sort of it's a cream with a little chocolate influence on it. Primarily cream with a little underlying chocolate flavor. Yeah. And a splash of lingering black pepper. Not too much at this point. So that's where we are. Maybe 1.5 inches in. So things are about the same, but they're not. You know what I mean? Well, I'm somewhere around the midpoint, and the citrus notes and the licorice notes have gone away. They are gone. The other notes are still there. The coffee, the sweet chocolate, which really only sweetness you're getting is from that chocolate. And maybe there's a splash of brown sugar to help it, but it's primarily just whatever sweetness you get from that chocolate notes. Strength is still the same. It has not moved up. Finish is the same. So at this point, that's the only difference. You've lost the other two flavors of citrus and licorice. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. In the previous segment, I thought I had a little brown sugar. It was really dry cocoa, so adding a little sweetness there, but primarily this is a lot of dark chocolate, a lot of chocolate notes, and a lot of dark roasted coffee. You did have a little bit of that cocoa to help with a little bit of a sweetness, and that at the end, that's what you had to go along with the black pepper. It really maintained medium to full bodied. It never got beyond that, and the finish did not change. This cigar is a very dark noted cigar, but it does have enough sweetness to be, you know, in my category, okay. It's not bad. Ezra, as you know, makes good stuff. It's going to be very hard to beat that Tantrum that we reviewed a couple years ago, but we're not comparing it to that, but just throwing that out there. This is a good cigar. It's on shelves. A very limited amount of these cigars. Only like 800 boxes were produced, so not a lot of them out there, but I did find this locally, so they're out there. For me, this is a 90. This cigar wraps up as a score of 90, and very good dark noted cigar. It is not a Maduro, but it has a lot of Maduro characteristics, a lot of dark notes. So look for them at your local shop or ask for them. So there you have it, the Ezra Scion All My Exes Toro.